There it is, ladies, the music of Ace Spectrum. And the reason I said ladies, because these guys just, I think their whole thing is about L-O-V-E. Welcome to the show, fellas.
Thank you.
We're speaking with Elliot Isaac.
Yes.
How you feeling, Elliot?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
And Ed Zant, how are you, bro?
I'm fine.
And Rudy Gay.
Man, I'm fine.
Now, the first question comes to mind is, how did the term, the name, come about?
Well, it was that we rehearsed every day. I mean, including New Year's night and Christmas and
Yeah.
so forth. And Zant come up. We used to play a lot of cards.
Mhm.
And Zant come up there. He used to always have the aces, which he was cheating all the time. And that we had a certain amount of sound at a certain time. And he comes up and creates all. He's more or less the creator of the group, and he came up with the Spectrum idea.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes from more or less our harmony.
Oh, I see.
It sort of was a thing where we wanted to get the entire spectrum of being able to sing, not necessarily being classified as just an R&B group.
Right.
You know, at Spectrum, the Aces was to designate our individuality because in most black groups, the black guys get lost in the name of what the whole group is. You never get to know them individually
Right.
as you do in other acts. Like say, you know the Beatles, you can name each one of the guys. So I figured that we'd have one thing in our favor, if at least everybody would know that, well, Rudy Gay is the ace of clubs, and Ed Zant would be the ace of diamonds, and Elliot Isaac was the ace of hearts. It would make it a lot easier for them to designate us individually.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now that you ran it down to me. But prior to now, you know, I had no idea. Would you believe that I had assumed that Ace Spectrum was the leader of the group? How you like them apples?
Well,
I played your hit record too. And speaking about hit records, if you fellas don't mind, let's take a break and get into some Ace Spectrum music.
Right
okay?
on.
Great, fine.
That's the music of Ace Spectrum. I'm Al G. This is Rap and Rhythm in New York, and certainly a pleasure to finally get to meet you guys. You know, I've known you for a long time, by way of your music.
All right.
But personally speaking, I haven't had the opportunity until now, and I'm pleased to get the chance to meet you personally. And I have to plead insanity to the fact that I did not know that you were local dudes.
Right out of New York City, right out of the heart of Harlem.
That sounds like 124 in New York.
Local.
Rudy started running it down to me. Rudy, well, you're from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
And he was telling me, I say, Brooklyn? You know, this was prior to the show. And he said, yeah, the other fellas are from Harlem. I thought, you're kidding, man. And I come to find out you're right around the corner from the radio station.
Right.
All the time.
Be
Why
hearing a
didn't
lot of
you
you.
come up, man, and hit me in the head with a brick or something?
We thought about it.
Hey, listen, I guess I don't have to tell you fellas that you did a lot of turning on. You turned on a lot of people with the tune, and it still sticks in my mind. It's one of my all-time favorite, and that was Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Did something to my inner organic order. And we used to get several calls on the record, and it was a hit record. Was that the first one, Rudy?
Well, actually, it wasn't. It wasn't released as a single at first, which we wanted to release it as a single, but you know, the company go through their little ordeal. And well, the first release we had was "Don't Send Nobody Else," which was written by Valerie Simpson and Nick Ashford. And well, we really wanted to go with that tune because we felt that tune was very heavy for us, and it would have put us way out there, you know.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, fellas, we're going to take a break right now for this important word from United States Army Reserve. You know, music of Ace Spectrum. I'm Al G. This is Rappin' Rhythm in New York. And we're talking with Elliot Isaac, Ed Zant, and Rudy Gay, who makes up a dynamite group, Ace Spectrum. Tell me this, Ed, who would be your favorite artists? Not to mention Ace Spectrum, of course, but other than the group.
Oh, okay. Gee, that's hard to say. I've always had very taste about that sort of thing. And in the R&B field, we've always, you know, sort of always loved the Temptations, you know, as they first were, you know. And but I think a group that may not be quite as popular as the Temptations, which is the Originals, is one of my favorite groups. They are, you know, and I think Elliot and Rudy agree with me. Those guys really are professional singers there,
They
you know.
are harmonically together.
Yeah, really out of sight. That's about one of our favorite groups right there.
Rudy, how long have the group been together?
Well, this is another question. Well, I came in the group about 4 years ago, and Elliot and Easy was together long before that. As a matter of fact, they grew up together. And when they heard me, they said, "Hey, man, you're one of us now." You know. So it's been about 4 years since I've been with the group, and the group been out there, man, for years.
Tell me this, Elliot. Did you guys go right to trying to get that close harmony that you had with the group, or was it something that you fell into while you were together? Just how did your particular style come about?
Well, that all comes from being able to have, you know, the voices that we had at that particular time. We worked with, you know, a lot of different people, and there's a lot of artists out there today that are making records that sung with us. One, for instance, is The Main Ingredients. You know,
That's right. Cuba used to sing with us quite a bit. You know, we've had, you know, we went through various different changes and whatnot.
Was the name the same at that time?
No, back then we used to call ourselves
got a bunch of them.
The Satisfactions. You know, we used to do shows up in Poughkeepsie. We used to travel with the Harlem Sandman, who works at the Apollo Theater, Howard Sims. Quite a few things.
Hey, listen, fellas, we're going to take a break right now for this word from United States Army Reserve, but we'll be right back with some more A Spectrum music.
All right.
That's the music of A Spectrum. I'm Al G. This is Rappin' Rhythm in New York. And we're rapping with Elliot Isaac, Ed Zant, and also Rudy Gay. Elliot, where are some of the places you perform?
Well, we perform at Southern Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis.
I'm sorry, excuse me. And Bonnie Google's, which is on 86th Street, I
Yeah,
right?
That's in New York.
And Albany State College, Rockford, and the Hilton Hotel. We did a disco award thing that they had there. And we're still like proceeding to go about, you know,
You know, we're putting together a West Coast tour now. you know.
yeah.
Do you fellas look forward to performing live? I know a lot of artists these days prefer to stay in the studio, you know, but I never could really see it myself, because I would think if one have talent and once you capture your talent on record, that you want the world to see you do it in live. Like Marvin Gaye, for example, for a number of years, did not perform live at all.
Yeah.
You know, but how do you feel about that?
Well, we love it. We love it. And I'm always the last one out of the dressing room. Elliot and Rudy are always anxious to get right out there. And we are, that's part of the whole thing to us. You know, it's the entertainment package. You know, we like the idea of seeing people smiling and happy and clapping their hands. You know, we get a great big thrill out of that. So the making of the record to us is, we try to get it done as good as possible, but we really enjoy going out on that stage. You know, we get a kick out of that. Nothing takes the place of that live response.
Who produces the group?
Me and Tony Sylvester.
And Tony is another former Main Ingredient.
Right,
And
right.
he's done a great job in the producing area these days. Listen, fellas, we got to take a break right now for this word from United States Army Reserve, but we'll be right back with some more of your music.
Right.
All right.
Hey, listen, fellas, unfortunately, we're running out of time, and I hope you guys will holler at Tony Sylvester for me.
Definitely. Be hollering
No
at him
fun.
anyway.
And let me congratulate you on your hit album, Low Rent Rendezvous.
Thank you.
I think it's dynamite. And once again, let me say I appreciate you coming by, and hopefully real soon we can get together and do it all over again.
Be
That'll be
delighted.
fine.
We appreciate stopping by.
That's A Spectrum. And I